a young actress who has actually grown up and started the Nickelodeon series Unfabulous and as Nancy Drew on the big screen. Her new movie, which looks so cute I can't stand it, Hotel for Dogs, is in theaters now. Here's a clip.
Go, go!
Please welcome Emma Roberts. Welcome to the show, Emma.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I just think you're fantastic.
Oh, thank you. You're great, too.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my dear. You know, I think just because you've grown up in this business and you've been such a different example, I know that you're still young. I know we're going to reveal your age a little later on. Of course, sitting next to me, they're going to guess 10. But that clip was so adorable, and you just have this quality about you that's so accessible, and it seems to me to be very honest.
Well, thank you very much. That's a very nice compliment.
But growing up in this business, was it hard to differentiate between what was true and what wasn't?
You know, I mean, I've grown up in this business forever. I used to visit my aunt on sets when I was,
Your aunt is Julia Roberts.
Kid. Yes, she is. And so it's kind of just been second nature for me. Like, I've always been around sets. I've always loved figuring out how each department works. I would run around and, like, talk to the hair people and the camera people and just see how everything works.
For somebody growing up like I did, you know, movies and television were like some magic land that I would watch, and I thought the people really were in there. You know what I mean? That they were real, and I thought there really was certain characters like the Andy Griffith. Well, you might not know who that is, but
I do know who that is.
You do? All right. Well, it's a classic. It's good that you do know.
Yeah.
But to see even your aunt, you know, Julia's a great person. I know Julia and have been able to spend time with her, and she's a lot of fun and down to earth. And I think that's a nice thing for you, a nice person for you to have in your life to emulate and look up to. Isn't that true?
Definitely, yeah. I really admire her career path, and yeah, my whole family is.
And
really
your dad, Eric,
supportive.
Yeah,
it's nice. Yeah.
Not only dad, but your mom had a big to-do with this as well, because you kept asking her to let you audition, and she took some time. I mean, she really considered it first.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think that has something to do with me, you know, my family being in the business. She didn't want to, you know, get me into it so young. I mean, I was like 5 years old putting on shows and wanting to be an actress, and so I finally went on an audition when I was 9 or 10, and it was for the movie Blow, and I actually got the part, and I played Johnny Depp's daughter, which at the time I didn't realize it was a big deal. And then years later, Pirates of the Caribbean came out, and I was like, oh my God, I love him.
Yeah, that's got to be a surreal experience. And this movie, Hotel for Dogs, so adorable.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I mean, it was really a great movie to shoot. Just tons of dogs on set all the time, lots of action. You never knew what was going to happen next. So it was.
Did you look forward to going to work because you're going to be with all these different little dogs?
I did, and then of course halfway into shooting, you're kind of like, just do your job, dog. I want to go home.
I've worked with a few actors like that.
No, but they were so much fun. I loved the Border Collie Shep. It was like the cutest dog, I thought. And yeah, it was fun to get to work with them. Very unpredictable. It kept me on my toes, definitely.
I bet, because it's not like they're going to follow a script. I mean, they're going to follow as much as a trainer can do. Did it help you? Did you have to improvise at all?
Well, we just had to be ready for anything. I mean, we'd be doing these big setup shots, and the director would be like, okay, go back to one, go back. And we'd be like, wait, us, the dogs? Who? and the trainers would be like, to the left, and we'd all be moving to the left. And they're like, no, the dogs, not you. So we were always kind of confused. But I think it played well with the movie.
And the movie has a nice message. You put it so nicely when you were talking to our producer.
Yeah, I mean, family's really important, I think, in general, and to me especially. So I liked that the message really showed you that family also doesn't have to be who you're related to. It can be, like, just who you feel close with and comfortable with. And I just thought that was a really nice message to give to kids.
It is. And you have pets, and one of the things about the movie and the story, you and your brother, right? They start rescuing these dogs and putting them in this abandoned hotel. Oh, I can't stand it. It's such a great storyline.
Thank you.
For me, it's like the biggest movie ever. And you have your own dog. This is one of your dogs. This is Twiggy, right?
Yes, my dog upstages me in the picture. It's so photogenic.
Your dog is so cute. That's ridiculous, Emma.
Yeah, she's very sweet.
Oh,
Her name's Twiggy. She's like a year old. She's so cute.
And you said even after you've learned something from doing this movie that you'd love to not only have a dog that you would buy.
Mm-hmm. But I think rescuing dogs, this movie opened my eyes to like how important it is to rescue dogs and how many strays there really are. And it's so much easier to rescue a dog too. Like you go to the pound, it's really inexpensive and you get a great dog, or you can rescue one from an adoption agency, anything. So I just think that's really great.
Yeah, it is. And it's look at both.
Yeah,
right? Balance it out.
I think so.
And we're both fans of a reality show, and I'll admit it, Big Brother.
Yeah. It's true.
Isn't it terrible?
It's addicting. My mom was starting to be like, Emma, you can't keep watching this show because it's on every few days, not just once a week.
Yeah, they started adding another day.
And then it's like 2-hour specials, and you realize you're like camped out watching. And then they have the 24-hour camera.
I didn't get it on the internet.
You feel like kind of like a creeper, You're like,
I did.
Let's just see what everyone's doing. And it's like, this doesn't really seem legal.
No, it's very creepy. We'll talk more about it when we get back. Well, there's a big event just around the corner. Down-to-earth Emma Roberts, star of the new movie Hotel for Dogs. I'm half the producers went to see the film. They all came back like just oohing and eyeing over the movie. So if you really want to feel good and take your family to a film, it's in theaters now. I think you'll really, really enjoy it. Now, speaking of things that the family shouldn't watch together, you watch The Hills.
Sometimes. I started watching The City, which I think is better. But The Hills, I don't really understand. Like, I think everyone knows it's fake except for Elsie, because she's the only one crying every episode. But I don't know. I don't know.
That's very funny, too.
I feel bad. I'm like, she's always crying and no one else is. Maybe she doesn't know that it's fake.
I know a lot of people talk about whether it's scripted or real or whatever the heck it is. I mean, it's obviously produced. Well, it is.
In quotes.
Yeah, whatever that means. But do you relate to those girls? I mean, what is your, like you're going to be turning 18, am I right? Yeah.
Yep, 18. No, I don't. That's not how people in LA really live.
I would
like to state that fact because they make us all look really.
It does. And then when she goes to, they do.
They're not all like that, I promise.
So you're a perfect example that it's not that way. And then when the one character, Whitney, moves to New York and the city, it's like everybody's like, smart and getting it together. And I'm like, all the people in LA were just like sitting around staring at the sunsets.
I know, it's true. They don't perceive people who live in LA very well. But no, we're better than that. I mean, in my spare time, I like to read and do productive things. So
you read a book a week. That's what I read.
I do, yeah.
That's the only thing I read this week.
I try to. I try to at least. I love reading. I love going to the bookstore, but I always end up buying like 10 books, and I don't know which one to read, so I end up reading like a little bit of all of them. So I kind of have ADD with that, so I have to just like pick one.
Oh, let me tell you something. This will always be a great foundation for you because books are great friends sometimes. They're just like a place you can escape into, and it makes your mind paint pictures.
Yeah, I know it's nice on set too. Like I'm sure in between to just be able to pick up the book and kind of relax on your break.
Yeah, you seem well read, and I think so keep that up. I think it's a great thing to do. Yes, go ahead. Cheer her on. Cheer her goodness, and intelligence. Do you think you'd move out? I mean, you're still living at home, of course.
No, are you kidding? I'm too scared. Me and my sister last night were sitting in my living room when we heard this like horrific noise coming from outside, and I got so scared and I started running up the stairs, and I'm like, Grace, come on, it's scary. She's like, Emma, it's probably just a cat or something. And I was freaking out. I ran into my mom's room. I go, Mom, something's outside the door. And my sister's 8, and she's like, it's not a big deal.
Leave it to the 8-year-old.
Yeah. So
I'll tell you though, that stuff doesn't leave you.
No.
Yeah. So I think staying at home sometimes is a really nice thing, especially if you all respect and can take care of each other, which I think is definitely happening in your house.
Definitely. No, I wouldn't know what to do with myself if I lived alone. I'd just be sitting there like, okay, this is not fun.
It's not all it's cracked up to be, but you're thinking about going to college, correct?
Yeah, I sent in all my applications actually 2 days before they were due, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I sent them in, so I'll hear in a couple of months. Hopefully I'll get in.
Oh, good for you. Good for you, because, it'd be so easy, It would be pretty easy right now, and there'd be nothing wrong with it to say, you know, I'm not going to go to school. I've got a career, and I'm busy working.
Well, no, I want to try out school. I've only been to high school in a movie, which is kind of sad. I've never been to real high school, so I thought that I should at least experience college, even if I just go for
You
a
don't
year
have to
or two.
stay. You don't have to stay. Don't put that kind of pressure on yourself. Give it a shot, and you know, you can always make a movie about graduating, and then it'll all be taken. You get all the pictures you need,
exactly.
right? It was a joy meeting you.
Thank you
You're
so
a
much.
fine young lady.
Thank you.
It's a joy. Hotel for Dogs, the theater station live. We'll be right back. Say hi to your dad, okay?